Have you ever asked yourself, how do I find the right real estate agent to help me buy rental properties? Now let's make it more complex. How do I find the right real estate agent to help me buy rental properties in another state that I've never visited and that I won't be visiting for any part of the purchase process? Now look, if you're looking to start investing out of state, this question is probably front of your mind as you consider strategies to move forward. Hey guys, it's Mike here, and in this video, I'm going to be explaining the 5 most important qualities that your agent needs to possess in order for you to be successful. Look, if you invest out of state already and do have a great agent, let me know down in the comments how many of these qualities that they have and what they do well that I might have forgotten to mention. Must have quality number 1. They need to be brutally honest. You've been studying your market for months. You've been honing in on your buy box, doing the work daily, watching listings, then boom, out of nowhere, that dream listing pops up. It matches all of your criteria in the right zip code. You love the pictures, it looks great, and priced to steal. You call your agent thrilled that you might have finally found the one. Your excitement is contagious and your agent is ecstatic to go out and take a look at the property for you and give you their opinion. Except when they get there, well, it's an out-of-state buyer special. Or in other words, a lemon. Now the house next to it's burnt out. Across the street are multiple cars up on jacks. Now unfortunately the Google Maps picture taken 8 years ago doesn't show that. As your agent walks in, they notice that while the pictures look great, well, there's really a lot wrong with the house. You'll probably be in thousands of extra dollars in repairs after closing just to get it rent ready. And even worse if you have to pass a Section 8 tenant inspection before you can lease it. Now your agent has 2 choices. Tell you the truth, dash your hopes, ruin your day, and have your back. Or worry about their commission, look the other way, sign off on the deal, and wait for the inspector to raise these concerns later, if at all. Now what I've learned buying my 7 rental properties and having my agent go out to countless homes at this point is that it's invaluable to have an agent who can go to a property and call you up and say, Mike, trust me, no. That's on you as the investor not to get emotionally attached. You want their opinion. Your agent is the first line of defense against buying a bad investment. They're your boots on the ground and you need to know that they are going to do their best to steer you in the right direction when you aren't there to see the reality of the situation yourself. You need to have a conversation with them at the onset of your relationship that you expect them to be honest with you about properties no matter what. Must have quality number 2 and 3, quick communication and the willingness to work. Now these 2 traits go hand in hand. For the last several years, the real estate markets have been red hot. Properties often come on and off the MLS within hours. If you snooze, you lose, and in this channel, we aren't losers. You need an agent who can get out to look at a neighborhood and get that preliminary walkthrough done ASAP. You might need to get your offer in before the night ends, and if your agent isn't willing to bust their butt to get out to a property to see it, well, you're already behind the 8 ball when making your decision. If you make an offer on something out of fear of missing out, only to find out later the neighborhood is horrible, you're not going to be too happy. Waiving contingencies is the norm in this red-hot market, and if you don't have an inspection contingency, it may get tricky to pull out of the deal later. You need your agent to be very responsive. Maybe they like texting, emailing, phone calls, or DMs on Instagram. Whatever the form of communication is the 2 of you decide on, stick to it and expect quick responses. You need that. Must-have trait number 4. Willing to write lowball and creative offers. Now before I trigger all of the agents in the chat, I'm not saying write stupid offers wasting everybody's time just to see what the seller says. Hear me out. We all know how insane the market's been the last several years. Most houses or properties were going well above list price. Many homes sold for absurd prices. But times are changing. Things are in motion that cannot be undone. In many markets across the nation, time on market is up, inventory slowly raising, and buyers are dropping out of the picture left and right. Your chance as an investor is coming. In November 2021, I purchased a house on Louisiana Street in Gary, Indiana. Now, all the details for that purchase can be found at the video right here, but the house was originally listed for $76, then reduced to $73. I offered $68, and they countered at $70. I accepted contingent upon inspection. Then I got another $1,000 back at closing. Now this was before interest rates skyrocketed, before the economy started getting killed. This was still during a red hot market. So here's the lesson. There's always going to be sellers who overestimate the value of their property. And if you're doing the work, you can discern which sellers are being a little too optimistic. Other buyers might just pass it over as too pricey. This is your chance to have less competition and get a deal, but your agent has to be willing to write that offer. The next thing you need to work with your agent on is creative offers. Educate them on seller financing. If your agent is concerned that if you close a seller finance deal, they won't get paid, well, they aren't going to be very likely to help you make that offer. You need to explain the process to your agent and make sure that they know their commission will be paid in full. Seller financing is the holy grail of real estate investing, and having an agent on your side who understands it and how it works is critical. All right, tip number 5. All the things you think your agent needs, but they really don't. Now, I want my agent to also be an investor. I need my agent to be a top producer. I want my agent to have tons of experience. Now, none of these are bad things, and they can be extremely beneficial. You should be talking to multiple agents and outlining exactly what you're looking for. Define your buy box and tell everyone. And whoever brings you the deal is the one that you buy it with. As Matt the Lumberjack Landlord says, you dance with the one who brung you. Now, I was my agent Kenzie's very first client and very first rental property purchase ever in her career. She had just got her real estate license and hadn't even done a deal yet. I was interviewing agents and calling every agent associated with any listing that I looked at. I just wanted to see who jumped out at me. And that was how I found Kenzie, who was a real go-getter. She explained that real estate was in her family, her mom's an agent, her in-laws are fix and flippers, and she stated that she loved real estate and was willing to go see the property that I'd called about right now. I said, sure, why not? Then after getting out there and looking at what I thought was a great property, she exemplified must-have quality number 1, brutal honesty. She said the property, much like my YouTube channel, is hot garbage, Mike, and you could probably do better. Now, she showed me some pictures that she took and really walked me through why she was skeptical about it. Now, I genuinely appreciated that, and we eventually went on to purchase my best performing deal that I have so far from a cash-on-cash return perspective just 1 month later. Now, the point that I'm trying to get across to you is to not get hung up on the accolades and titles. Don't stress too much about the company or the brokerage the agent works for. Find the right person that has the previously mentioned traits and qualities, spend time coaching them in what you need and want, and make sure that they get paid and treat them right. If you do all of this, you'll have added a critical member to your out-of-state investing team. Guys, hopefully this video was beneficial. As always, I appreciate you for watching. Don't forget to like the video, sub to the channel, and as always, we'll catch you next time.